everyone for joining. Thanks a lot for coming in, Lonnie, Frank. Thank you, Frank. Laura Kay, thanks for joining.
Hi,
Um,
everybody.
yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Yeah. So, thank you for the love hearts. Tamara Johnston
Yeah,
is
thank
back.
you.
Good old Tamara. She's always supportive.
Hey,
Ma-
Maddie's here. Hi, Maddie.
Hi, oh, Maddie, you know Maddie? Yeah, yeah.
Madeline Somerville and I work together, yes.
Oh, okay, great.
On another
Okay.
project, with all due respect, yes.
Oh, okay.
She's wonderful. She's
Not
great.
as good as a project as this one, or
Oh, yes,
not
of
as.
course not.
This is the best
That's with
project ever.
Marcus Flowers. So anybody, it's Madeline Somerville and Marcus Flowers. With all due respect, I highly recommend it.
Oh, good.
Great,
Hello,
great
Madeline.
podcast.
It's nice to meet you, Madeline. Thank you. Nice to meet
Hi,
you. And
Dave.
Dave from California I saw he came in as well. Um, yeah, so, Terralex, haven't seen that one. But yeah, so I thought, I mean, we were talking earlier just before we came on. I'm not a big basketball fan, but I did enjoy watching, we're the same team. So nice to meet you too. Oh, thanks, Madeline. Nice to meet you
That's
too.
right.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're all together.
Team Democrats. Yeah. But I loved watching Trump falling asleep. Even though I'm not even a big fan of basketball, I enjoyed that. And then I heard all
You
these
judged it,
stories.
right?
Like I saw, is it Stephen A. Smith, who's generally like a more kind of he's more like John Fetterman. He kind of reminds me like John
Yes,
Fetterman.
that's a perfect analogy. Yes, he is a lot
Yes.
like John Fetterman. Yes,
Team
yes,
good
yes.
guys. Yes. Team
He
good
tries
guys.
to be cool with the right.
That's right. He wants to be like, oh, I don't like to call him fascist. I don't like to call him this. Like he's got
Yeah,
like Bill Maher, like a Bill Maher.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, where Bill Maher is now. Yeah,
yeah, like that
exactly.
sort of group.
Yep.
But he really came out strongly against Trump because he said basically Trump, or because people outside they usually have people watching on the
Yes,
big screen, and they couldn't watch it
yes.
on the big screen, and then
Yeah, exactly.
the traffic was awful, and then he falls asleep. So it's like he
Yeah,
creates all this havoc, and then he can't even stay
yeah.
awake to watch it. Like,
It's not fair
yeah,
to the average fans. They're all of us
no,
sports fans that
yes,
not that I'm a New York fan, I'm a Philly fan, but you know what
no,
I'm saying.
yeah, yeah,
It's not fair to the fans who root all year and they were having these watch parties in like Bryant Park and
yes,
other areas around. They couldn't have any of those
yes,
out of first security. And this is why presidents don't typically go to these kinds of events. It creates
yeah,
too many security issues. And so, but of course, Trump has to. And then, of course, he fell asleep. And he
yeah.
was there
It's
with his
awesome.
granddaughter. Did you see that? And I was
No,
wondering if his
yeah,
granddaughter was wondering if,
yeah.
gee, my grandfather couldn't go to my dad's wedding, but he came to.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's right. Like, isn't it amazing? Like, what he couldn't go to the wedding, but he finds time to do all this other stuff.
Yes.
Like, he finds time to go golfing. He finds time to go, like, to a sports event, but he doesn't have time to go to his own son. It's a very strange thing, isn't it? Yeah, yeah,
Very strange. Very
yeah,
strange. But
yeah, yeah. Anyway, I mean, I'm not a massive fan, but basketball. I mean, I followed the Chicago. Is it
yes,
Chicago
you told me you're a
Bears?
Bulls fan.
Yeah, yeah, Bulls, sorry, Bears. I was very big fan, obviously.
Hey, you
That
know
that was
what?
yeah.
Michael Jordan, you can't go wrong, right?
That's the only reason because Michael Jordan was massive in Australia in the 90s,
I'm sure.
and so a lot of us just went, "Oh, let's just go with that guy. Whatever team he's on, I'll go with him."
Yeah, we went for that.
I didn't even think I knew where Chicago was back then, but, yeah,
I can't blame you. We all loved Michael Jordan, really, all
yeah,
of us.
yeah.
Like, I don't know anybody who didn't like it.
No,
You
that's
know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah,
Like everybody did, you
yeah,
know?
everyone liked it. Yeah, yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Are you gonna watch the World Cup soccer?
It's actually taking place right near one of the spots is right near
Yes.
me, right down I-95 in
Oh,
Philly,
right. Yes.
at the link, and,
Yeah.
that's where our Eagles play, and,
Yeah.
but I don't like soccer. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
oh, right. Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not a big
Look,
soccer person.
I'm not a big fan myself. I don't watch soccer, like, on a weekly basis, but I do enjoy it during the World Cup.
Okay.
It's like the Olympics, like, once every 4 years, so
Yeah, okay, I get that,
it's
I get that.
it's not a big commitment, but also Australia isn't very good in soccer, because it's not a it's a big sport for when you're a kid, but then,
Yes,
like, once it's the same as
then there
America. It's a big sport when you're a kid, but then it doesn't seem to progress into the adulthood. Um, and because parents love kids playing soccer because it feels safer. than a lot of the contact sports, I think.
For sure,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, but because my mum, her background is from Spain, I will follow Spain in the,
That makes sense. That makes
and
sense.
Spain is the favourite to win. So,
Well, then that works out even better.
yeah, so
So
I can follow. Yeah, yeah.
no, go ahead, finish. I'm sorry, what
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
mean.
so I can feel like that Spanish heritage on my mum's side, so
I
yeah,
love that. Yes,
yeah,
that
yeah,
that makes perfect sense, and I will go with I don't have any kind of heritage like that.
yeah,
But I had a cousin, he's since
yeah.
passed away, but I had a cousin that my Irish cousin was married to, he was from Italy, and he
Ah,
loved
right.
the World Cup, watched it religiously,
Yes.
obviously rooted for Italy.
Yeah.
So, I always think of him when the World Cup comes around. He was a sweet Italian.
Yeah, yeah, well, Italy does it's a real European sport, really, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
South American European sport, really.
Yeah, South
But
America for sure.
it is
Yeah.
the biggest sport, like, on the planet, but it's weird how in America, it's not a big sport, and in Australia, it's not a big sport, and England it is. They love it in England, but
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
I think the 3 biggest teams are Spain, England, and France. They're the big favourites to win it. Yeah.
For the big favorites time.
This time, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Interesting, okay. I'll be
yeah,
watching. Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
Let's just go for Spain just for that.
Yeah.
There's like an 18-year-old who's playing from Spain, and he's supposed to be amazing, and he's just turned 18. So I'm excited about watching him. Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Good.
So I was thinking, we might as well get into politics a little bit while we're here. I
No,
know we
that's
don't.
it, you sure?
That's right. I was thinking grain. What about grain, Platner? Should we talk about grain, Platner?
Yes,
Yeah.
let's talk about Graham.
What do you think about it? Like grain?
I'm just having deja vu to
Yes.
2016
Yes.
when
Trump.
that whole summer everyone
Yeah.
and it was clear that, like Trump was or before that even when he was still in the primary, the primaries were still going on and it was like,
Yeah.
you had other people you could choose from and
Yeah.
went with him. And I just watched people that I knew had better. Let me tell you a real quick story. So
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
then, my representative in Congress back then was a guy named Mike Fitzpatrick. His
Okay.
brother Brian is currently in Congress, but back then it was
Okay.
his
Yeah.
older brother Mike.
Yeah.
He's since passed away from cancer, sadly. Young, he died young. But anyway,
Yeah.
I ran into him that summer of 2016 at the at our fair that we have, like the county fair. Okay, it's called the Great.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and I said to him, I was like, Mike, because he was a Republican, but a very moderate Republican.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mike, I said, I don't, I'm worried about Trump. Like, you're not voting for Trump, right? And he's like, well,
Yeah.
I'm not voting for Trump. I'm voting for the judges.
Gotcha.
I'm looking
Yes.
past all that stuff and voting for what
Yes.
I want. And that's the only thing. That's what I'm seeing now. Like, I'm seeing a
Yeah.
guy who's had a lot of issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
don't run for the Senate for personal redemption. Like
Yeah.
uh, hey, I'm not holding anything against anybody. We've all made mistakes in life. We've all had
Yeah.
problems.
Yes.
I just see a pattern of issues with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
now he won. It's
Yeah.
that or Stephen Collins, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what to say,
Yeah.
but I'm not happy about it.
No.
I'm very disappointed that now
Yeah.
we're letting people like that in now
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And
I
again, it's not the same as the president, and he's not nearly
Yes.
as bad as Trump. Nobody on the planet is probably, well,
Yeah.
except maybe Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. I get it. I
why are we
totally
lowering
get it.
our
So
standards?
do you think in regards, because my biggest issue with him is the tattoo. I'm not really that concerned about his marriage. I think his marriage is his own thing. And
I
I yeah, and I think because I think back, I think John F. Kennedy cheated on his wife constantly. Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton,
I'm sure
clearly
there's
Donald Trump,
Donald Trump.
probably,
And by the way, I'm sure there's been way more in Australia. One of
of course.
Australia's most favourite prime ministers was a guy called Bob Hawke, and he was in the 1980s, and he was a centre left person, but he was a real larrikin. But he was also highly intelligent. He was a Rhodes Scholar, but he came from the trade union, so he had that rough edge about him because he
Mhm,
came from the trade unions,
mhm.
and he was a big drinker. and and there was always stories in the tabloids. Obviously, this is the '80s before social media, about him being a womanizer. But and we found out later he was. But he's still considered, even amongst some centre right, as one of Australia's best prime ministers. So I
So
think
okay,
he didn't have a Nazi tattoo or anything like that. But so
right.
but I guess for me, it doesn't really, the personal stuff doesn't really impact me that, like, I'd rather it didn't happen, but it's like maybe in reality we wouldn't have that many people in Congress if every single person had done, had not cheated, or yeah,
I don't disagree with that at all.
yeah,
I
yeah,
happen
yeah,
to be a huge Kennedy file. I loved the Kennedys.
yeah,
I on my
yeah,
husband and I on our honeymoon, we went to Hyannisport. You know what I mean? Like I'm a huge
yeah,
Kennedy.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
so no, that's not it. It's the abusive type stuff that came out. The the
yes,
the, the stories that were described, if they are true,
yes,
strike me as someone who bullies women.
yeah,
And that is different than just you can be a guy who is a womanizer and allow
yeah,
cheat on your wife,
yes,
and that's between you and your spouse. I'm still gonna think you're a scumbag, but that's
yeah,
between you and your spouse.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Where I have an issue is some of those stories sounds like he is a little bit more than that,
yeah,
and that's the part I have an issue with. Not
yeah,
to
no,
mention not to mention the fact that he's portraying himself as a working man. He went to a
yeah,
$60,000 a year prep school.
yeah,
His father was an Ivy League trained, he was
yeah,
in the DA's office. His grandfather was a world-renowned architect who helped design, we talked about this, right? I think on the
yeah,
list,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
these you like and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
no,
that's your background, but I don't
yeah,
think a lot of people realize that because he's being portrayed as if he's a working man. And
yeah,
yes, he is an oyster farmer.
yes,
You didn't grow up a working man, and that's a different experience than
yes.
somebody who comes into it from privilege.
From privilege, yeah. I will say the only other thing I'd add to that is the fact that he was a Marine. He did,
Yes.
like a lot of people of privilege probably wouldn't go and join. Oh, hi, Sandra. That's Sandra, by the way. She's got a
Me
new
that's
photo.
right. Me and Sandra, I was one
Sandra's always reinventing herself with her photos online. It's amazing. But yeah,
it is.
what is it? National security desk, impeachment or 2 more years of fascism. Yeah, yeah, and like I think I would only say, like, because of the Marines thing, that kind of gives me a little bit more credibility in terms of working class, in a sense that a lot of people who joined, hi, Melissa, a lot of people who join the Marines are generally working class people, and because they don't have a lot of other options, and they might join the Marines. So therefore, he went to war 3 or 4 times in Iraq, and
And I
that
respect that.
yeah, so I think that, and a lot of the stuff that he said he went through was because of going to war in Iraq, PTSD. He says he got the tattoo in like somewhere in Europe. I can't remember where it was. It wasn't Serbia. Serbia. I can't remember, or somewhere like that. And he was with a group of other Marines. The other thing about the tattoo that's always interested me is that he keeps saying that when you're in the Marines, they check you regularly for your tattoos, and that he had been checked, and yet nothing happened to him. He was cleared. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
no, I
just
get what
like,
you're saying. In other words, like,
yeah,
they didn't have a problem with the
Croatia. That's right. Thank
yes.
you, national. Yeah, it was Croatia. Yeah,
But does that
um,
say something more about, like, the people who were inspecting
yeah. I agree. I see. I think it says, like I'll be honest with you. Like when I saw the tattoo initially, I didn't know much about Graham Platner. And I didn't look at that tattoo and think Hitler. I looked at that tattoo and I saw skull and
phone
crossbones.
booths? Yeah,
And
yeah,
and as someone who grew
like,
up
almost like
around,
Halloween type,
yeah, someone who,
scary.
a lot of people who are into, like, heavy metal and stuff like that, they have those type of tattoos, right?
Yeah.
And he was in the Marines. Marines are really into, like, that heavy metal stuff. He's with a whole bunch of friends who are also in the Marines, and they're in a foreign land. I think where the problem is, I can imagine him getting that by accident, because I remember Fox News initially talking about his tattoo, and then looking at each other going, "Oh, does anyone know what they didn't even know what it was." Like, at first look, I think most people would not know that's a fascist tattoo. I honestly don't think they would. It's not like a swastika.
It's not a
Like
swastika, right?
yeah, yeah. If it was a
Mhm. Or the
swastika
Iron
and
Cross. The
he'd
Iron
say,
Cross
yeah,
sometimes, right,
that's right. If it
right.
was a swastika or something like that, I would have gone, there's no way you didn't
That's
know.
the right. There's no
But a skull, and that is a very common tattoo for people who are in the Marines or people, not that particular one, but just in general. Like not that one. That one is actually an actual fascist tattoo, a Nazi tattoo. The part I don't believe him is that he didn't know for 18 years. Who's this? Sandra. Yes, Sandra wasn't a big fan. I have come to the terms with Platner. People make mistakes; they deserve forgiveness. I just hope he doesn't become a thorn in our side. Yeah,
I
yeah,
absolutely believe people deserve forgiveness. I just think that
yeah,
when you see a pattern of things like this,
yes,
that
yes,
you could forgive that person, but do they have the judgment to be in the Senate? That's what we're actually deciding here, not
yeah.
and we're not talking that he's that far away from this stuff happening, right? This is
No,
only some of this is
no, that's the
recent.
other thing. Yeah,
So look, I, I'm not from Maine. I don't have to vote, and I'm not. I don't have to vote for it. Thank God for him. Thank God.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and I understand where National Security Desk is coming from. That it's this or we're going to give a Collins, and we're going. I get it.
yes,
I get it.
yes,
I'm glad I don't have to make the choice. Let me just say that because I
yeah. I mean,
think you're
I don't believe that he didn't know. He just found out about the tattoos. So I don't actually believe that. I think he knew about it for a lot longer. I
he
think
knew
there's
he
a
just didn't bother to do anything about
yeah,
it.
yeah. I think there was a text message from an ex girlfriend. Actually, Greek Melissa is true. Um, there's a text message from a girlfriend from like a year and a half ago. Who actually we have the text message saying that he called it the Totenkopf tattoo. He actually
Right.
called it. So that was before he admitted to it. I think what happened is he did get it by accident, but then he thought it was funny. I think he thought it was an like a
Conversation
joke,
piece.
like, "Oh, I've got this nasty tattoo," like
Yeah.
it's a joke, you know what I mean? Like a
Yeah.
edgy
I think that's
because
possible.
and the reason I think that is because the world he comes from, which is Reddit, online, young man, all that, they can be very edgy. You know what I mean? He comes from that edgy world
Sure.
and a lot of edgy humor. And it doesn't mean that he would just go, "Oh, by the way, guys, look, I've got that, but he's not actually believes it. He just thinks it's a funny thing that happened and he uses it as like a bit of a, like a shtick sort of thing. Um,
Fair
I
enough.
think I think that's what happened. But he never thought he was going to run for Senate. But that also, if that's true, that also shows he has bad judgment. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's the problem.
I
So I do think he's
I'm from the
nice.
old school. I still think a senator should have a certain bearing. I can't help it.
Yeah,
Like, if we're gonna
yeah,
be like, okay, now these are the kind of like people
yeah,
who make these kinds of decisions about their personal life that's what we're gonna
yes.
vote for. Okay, we'll be honest about it then.
Mm.
That okay, then that's just what we're doing. We're not
See,
looking at
I totally agree, Melissa. I think his problem is that he's not being honest enough about it. I think that's his
absolutely
problem.
he hasn't.
If he was more honest about it and just said, "Look, I did know before. I didn't know when I got it, which I believe, um, but I did know about it. Maybe 5 years later, whatever it is. But he did find out about it later, and then he decided not to get rid of it. And he was like, well, I just thought it was a bit of a joke, whatever, because it's not a swastika. It's not like if you took your,
Right.
if you walked up to me walking down the street, I would have no idea with that. I would just because he had a whole bunch of different. Like I look at Pete Hegseth. Have you seen his
That's my
tattoo?
concern, National Security Desk. As a
Yeah,
Pennsylvanian, that's my concern.
yeah, that's right.
And
Yeah. So Pete
I get
Hegseth,
that I'm in talks from him.
yeah, when Pete Hegseth takes his shirt off, I like I look at it and I think, what's going on there? But then apparently none of them are. So
It
you
looks
can
like it, doesn't it?
yeah, but it looks like but that's what I mean. Like I would more look at Pete Hegseth tattoos than I would have at his because a skull and crossbone to me has never been it's been like heavy it's been heavy metal, so
Or
many heavy metal
poison.
yeah,
So
poison, that's right. Exactly. And he's a Marine. So that's kind of all ties, you know what I mean?
there
So
eh,
yeah. But I do think he hasn't been honest. And
oh,
the only reason I would give him any grace is that he's not going for presidency. I certainly wouldn't support him to be president, that's for sure, 100%. But one in the Senate, maybe. I don't know.
I'd
Yeah.
be less concerned if he was in the House. There's been lots of scoundrels in the
Oh, really? Yeah.
senators, to me, because there's only
Mm,
2 per state, like, in the House, you have a lot of, like, weirdos because,
yeah.
to be honest, you have there's 435 of them, and you know how, like, certain districts can be super,
Yeah.
super, one way or the other, mostly the red,
Yeah.
those crazies,
Yeah.
right? So, um, but a senator, and again, maybe I'm just being very old school. It's a 6-year term,
Yes,
very
it's
good place.
Sandra. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
something that you can easily, like, we're stuck with Fetterman here in PA. It's not like we can recall him.
Yeah.
Yeah, in some states you can do that, I think, but, like, we can't
Yeah.
here. But, I just think that to me, senators always had a certain bearing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
They weren't
Yeah.
just like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna run for Senate." You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. I'm glad I'm not Maine and I don't have to make the choice. It's bad enough I had to vote for Fetterman 4 years
Yeah,
ago.
that's true. And what about but if see the way I look at it as well is
I love
if
you.
the Sen if hi Bob, how you going? If the Senate was between it was the polling showed the Democrats were gonna win 5 or 10, they're gonna win the Senate by 5 or 10 seats. Or they were gonna lose by 10. Lindsey Graham,
Sorry.
Lady of Dairy, that's right. That's right. Um, then I think it would be easier to say no to Platner because he might be that one
Right.
that gives it to the Democrats, and then I think that can help with also um, the Supreme Court as well.
Yeah.
So
No,
he might bring it. Yeah.
I get it. I mean, like,
Mm.
I'm
But
just I'm disappointed. But
on the other hand, it does give Democrats and the left less ammunition and does make us look like hypocrites when it comes to criticizing other people like
right,
Trump.
lost the moral high ground. What
Yeah,
is
the moral high ground. Yeah, you
today?
can't
Moral
pretend like
ground.
that's not it.
The
You're
moral high
kind of balancing two things out. Maybe you win the Senate, but you also do. It's going to be very hard for Democrats to go on character in the future. You know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah, I mean, look, we already have one side that just completely got rid of, like, blew up the
Yes.
idea of character. They couldn't care
Mm,
less, right?
mm,
You could run practically a killer in that or that side.
yeah.
And I also get that, like, I'm not someone who is like, "Oh, they have to be perfect on policy." Look, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have agreements with people. That I understand. I
Yes.
don't expect people to be perfect on policy. What I
Yeah.
do want is good character. That's
Yes.
why
Yeah.
I am a Democrat because the Democrats are the only ones who seem to care about it.
That's
So,
about yeah.
you know what I mean? So, like, that part really bothered me because there were I
Yes.
know Janet Mills was running and then she dropped out, but there was another guy. Now, granted, I'm not from Maine. I did not look into
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
There was at least
Yes.
one other candidate run, but I don't know what his situation is. So,
Yeah.
but it is what it is now.
It is what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm
Yeah.
not going to sit here and go after Platner now. What's the point? I mean, it doesn't
No.
matter anyway. It's not my state, but
Yeah.
it
No,
did bother.
I totally get that. I understand that. But you know what I think happened with the Democrats is for Trump got elected twice and that maybe they went, you know what? America doesn't care about character. So why should we care about character as the same point? And I will say the other thing is at least with Platner, he's at least acknowledging that he did something wrong and
Yes,
that he's
yes,
changed. With
yes.
Trump, it's not like Trump said, I did
No
stupid
shame at all.
stuff in the past and now I'm a different person.
Right.
Trump says he never does anything wrong. He's never done anything wrong and it's all lies. So therefore we have to assume he's still the same person. As with Platner, even if I don't believe the timeline of a lot of the things, I think it's fair to say that maybe he has changed to some degree. And and so I think from that point of view, people are more accepting of someone who's kind of admitted to doing something wrong and then going forward. Because Trump does,
I agree with you on
Ken
that for sure.
Paxton never does that. Trump
No,
doesn't do that. So no one
none of them do.
they don't none of them
None
they
of
just
them
double
are
down.
mega right. No.
They double down. So I think that's
Damn.
the only
Right.
difference, even though I don't actually believe everything Plattner is saying. Like, yeah, yeah. And also, some of those text messages were like from a year ago. So they're
That's what I mean. This
but
isn't like,
they make it out like it was like
oh,
30
he
years ago,
has.
like,
Right,
yeah,
because I mean, when you think about the Kavanaugh hearings,
yeah,
stuff they were bringing forth about Kavanaugh, who I was very much opposed to, was from, like,
yeah,
1982. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
That's right,
From,
that's
like
right, that's right.
it's
Yeah,
from,
yeah,
like, 40 years ago.
yeah.
The stuff about Platner, now granted, they're not equivalent. I'm not saying
No,
that,
it's not sexual harassment.
and I
Most of it isn't
and I
sexual
can't
harassment
stand
stuff.
Kavanaugh.
Yeah,
I'm not defending Kavanaugh, so I don't want it to be
no,
taken back.
no,
But what I'm saying is that
yeah,
he, this was recent stuff. This wasn't, like,
yeah,
years and years ago. Yeah.
yeah. Mm, exactly right. And
Like,
look, sad,
please, Sandra,
agree, agree.
please. I just want boring people back.
I know, but the problem is that boring people don't seem to do very well these
They
days.
don't. They don't, Sam.
And okay, what? Let me give you a scenario. I was thinking about this
I
the other
gotta read
day.
this one Substack. Thank you for that.
Oh yeah,
I'm not sure the name, it's just dot, 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 dot.
oh yeah, dot. Yeah, I had a conversation about dot the other
Multi-dot.
day. So dot, dot, dot. We had a big on my
6
Substack
or 7
live.
dots.
Yeah, no, 7 dots. We actually had a big thing about this the other day where so 7 dots, actually what happened is I'd been mispronouncing their name. I've been saying dot 6 times. I was going dot, 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 dot. And then I was I was then told that it's actually 7 dots. So I'd been mispronouncing their name for like months because dot, 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 dot has been coming on my Substack for a while. And I had to apologize. I had to strongly apologize, yeah. But apparently the story behind Dot is, that's actually a friend of theirs actually set their account up for him for dot, 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 and she doesn't actually know how to change it. So,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry. Dot times 7.
times 7, yeah, yeah. Don't miss She gets very upset if you say dot 6 times or 4. No, she doesn't actually care, but other people care. Yeah, I heard that.
Well, she likes us. She says we're funny.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, she does. Yeah. We actually talked about her on my last Substack Live for about 30 minutes, which was a little bit weird, but yes.
You went down a little rabbit hole on
We
that.
went down because then we found out that it actually wasn't her account. It was actually a friend's account. And then other people in the chat told me that I've been mispronouncing her name for a long time and they are holding back on telling me. But 7 dots, and I asked if I could just call her Dot. And she said she was fine with just Dot,
Dot.
and I didn't have to do the whole 7
Hey, Dot.
dots. Yeah, just Dot. I just call her Dot. Yeah,
Dot.
I don't even know if it's a female. So I might even be misgendering. I might even be
I'm
misgendering
sorry.
Dot. Yeah, I don't know. Are you Dot 7, join the dots, Joe? I think, yeah, are you female? Is it Dotty? Dotty, yes.
Dude,
Because if it's female,
if
I would
it's
call it Dotty, and if
uh,
it's male, I call Dot. Yeah, ditto. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, right, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. It's a bit weird, isn't it, having that conversation for half an hour, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was actually
It's
nighttime.
like, so,
Yeah,
you
that's right, that's right.
have to
Um,
find something fun to talk about.
yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think the thing with Graham Plattner is I hear people who support him on the sort of more progressive left, like Cenk and all that, and they will say things like, I heard him say something like, "Oh, they only mainstream media only ever go after people who have progressive policies," like saying that they're only attacking. And then I was thinking, wait a second, they went after Andrew Cuomo, they went after Bill Clinton. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I just think that that's
idea
yeah,
that they
that's
just go after him
wrong.
because he wants Medicare for all. I don't think that's actually a true story because they go.
No,
Andrew Cuomo
Clinton was
was a
impeached for,
yeah. I mean, Bill Clinton was impeached for like just give
yeah,
yeah.
we know.
And I mean, at the time, I thought that was in Australia. I've got to say, it's a very strange thing. I think America is, I don't know if the word is puritanical, but like America is more conservative in than I think Europe, like especially France. France have a policy of whatever happens in your private life, that's no one else's business. They go after a genuine electoral threat. Yeah, but I will say that Andrew Cuomo in no way was a progressive. He was a moderate, and in fact, he was
Oh,
a moderate
yeah.
that was supported by
According
Donald Trump.
And courting Republicans. Yeah, actively
including
courting.
Republicans, yeah, and the media
Yes.
went after him. So I don't think it's I think it's a very easy thing to say, "Oh, they're only going after him because Medicare for all."
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
think
think that's true at all.
I don't think that it starts up what
Yeah.
now is for Collins to be replaced. Yeah,
I think it
exactly.
makes
Yeah, yeah,
I don't disagree with you, Neil. Can I say one thing about
yes,
okay,
yeah,
so my concern with Bill Clinton
mm,
was that this was a subordinate.
oh yes, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
If it was a
How old was she?
subordinate
How,
who was
how
working, it was a young woman who
was she?
had that
25 or something?
differential there was now,
Yeah.
was she a willing giver? I think no. Did
Yeah.
she have a choice? I don't
Yeah.
know. But the fact is that he was the president of the United States,
Yes.
and even if he was offering, he should have said no.
No. No.
To me,
Yeah. I know. I know.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
totally get it. Look, I understand, but
I agree with that, Tamara. It was happening. It was gross to the way that was.
yes, it was gross. Yeah. Now
And I don't.
I
I mean, this
agree.
girl is practically his daughter's age that was working in the White House
Yes.
as an
Yeah.
intern.
Look, I agree. Like, but
That's it.
men taking advantage of their wealth or their power is like such a common thing, you know.
Yeah,
Right, it's
family
launchy
secret. It
cigars and all
it
the
was
jazz. Oh,
and
look,
then he lied about it. That's really why he was impeached, because he
yeah,
lied
he
about
lied about it. He lied
it
about it.
in
That's
a
right. Yeah.
deposition, something like that. Yeah.
It actually, backfired on the Republicans because
He got
because he became more popular, and I
yeah,
think the reason he became more popular is because there are
exactly,
so
yeah.
many people that actually cheat. Um, so, if you were to think about all the marriages that don't work and all the people who have cheated at some stage in their life, I think they all went like, "Wait a second," you know what I mean? I think I think in people's private life, they often s I think Bill Clinton became more human to a lot of people, and they also thought that going after someone for their personal life was not fair, you know what I mean? Yeah,
I agree with you. I agree
yeah,
with you on that.
yeah,
And I think that the type of person who even runs for office,
yes,
runs for president,
yes,
has a certain generally type of ego for the most part.
yes,
I don't
yeah,
wanna
yeah.
say that applies to everybody. Like, I don't think Jimmy Carter was like that. Like, he
No,
just a
no,
very unique person. But, like, for the most part, there's a certain ego there that makes them more
it was just a cigar. What? So the cigar thing was pretty weird,
thank
wasn't it?
you, Dots. It was
Mm,
pushed by Newt Gingrich, who having an affair and left his wife
yes,
while she was
that's true.
on her deathbed with cancer.
That's right. Let,
What kind of a person does that?
yeah, that's true. Let they who have never sinned cast the first stone. Exactly, I agree with that, and I'm not even
Dots are
religious,
right.
but
I
I
agree.
completely agree with that, and I think that's the reason why if it's consensual, if and Seven Dots has agreed to it. Seven Dots still hasn't revealed their gender, and it's none of my business. It's none of my business, but I'm just curious. Um, but yeah, I was just thinking about yes.
I like
So
the ambiguity. I think that makes it interesting. It's
yeah,
mysterious.
I don't even want to know. I like the mystery to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Oh, don't tell me. I want to hang with the mystery. Yeah,
right.
leave it out there. Yeah.
Keep the mystery.
Um, yeah. It's quite. It's like yeah. Dot dot. I just think has an amazing life in my head. Females. Oh no, you brought no. You're just talking too
Oh,
much
it's
information.
another Pensy gal.
Female from Pennsylvania. Oh my god.
Yeah. What part,
Good morning,
Dots?
good
Eastern?
morning, Joe. Hi,
Where are you
Eric,
at?
my fellow Melbourne person.
A female.
Female. I don't know.
Dots, what part of Pensy are you from? Like east, west? You Pittsburgh gal? Are you Philly, Scranton?
Stratton.
Whereabouts?
Well,
Harrison?
Scranton, that's where, Joe Biden was
Erie?
from, wasn't it?
Joe Biden was from Scranton, yeah. That's about
Is
3
that
hours.
far from Philly? Is that far from Philadelphia?
About
Or
3 hours, yeah. About 3 hours
oh,
north.
3 hours in a car,
Oh, near
yeah.
Slippery Rock. Okay, I had a friend that went to, college out there, Slippery Rock University. Yeah.
Wow, slippery rock.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow, interesting.
I
We know a lot about Dot now. We know a lot about in
yeah.
fact, the funny thing is I know more about Dot now than I do most of the other people. Yeah, yeah.
And I like Mary Leathers here because I think that's such a cool name. It's like a
Oh, she's that she's the Aussie?
I know she is. I
Yeah,
know.
she's from
That's
Melbourne.
there
Melbourne,
too for
yeah.
her.
Melbourne, Australia. She's from Melbourne, Australia. Yeah.
That's
Uh, Stipply nipple, you us in the best.
a drink.
Okay.
I think that's a drink if I remember correctly, like a cocktail as I
Oh,
recall.
slippery nipple.
I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah.
Go
All
missing.
right. Okay. Well, they've got some of them have got some weird names. Those cocktails. So yeah, yeah,
Yes. Oh, yeah. There's some
yeah,
good ones.
yeah.
I think
I
that is
want
one.
I want to ask you a question. Like, with if you had the choice between, say, George, my husband is English, so it's an English surname. Oh, right. Okay.
My husband's English and it's an English surname, but everybody thinks it's French.
Oh, Amore. Yeah, it does sound like that's Amore.
Sure.
Yes, it's a drink. Tamara said it's a drink. Yeah,
See,
yeah,
I can do it. Thought I
yeah.
could.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. So, Mary, where are you from? Mary, I think Mary might be from Europe somewhere. Maybe I don't know.
No, I
Mary.
think she's Australian and her husband's English, maybe.
Yeah. Oh no, they're both from the Australian, but she probably has a European background or something. Like her background might be from like Italy or Greece or something like that. Because in Australia we have a lot of people who came over here. Mary is a contra. As a contra, we have a lot of people who came from Italy and Greece and Portugal and all those type
In
of countries.
Australia?
Yeah, yeah, we have a massive, like, people in the background, from Greece and Italy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's,
Interesting.
because we used to, believe it or not, we used to have a white Australia policy in Australia, up until the 60s, and they only allowed
What?
people from a white Australia policy.
Like a
Yeah,
formal policy.
yeah, like, it was actually written in paper. It finished in the 50s or 60s or something like that, and they only allowed, so we did actually have people, my parents migrated from Macedonia, right, to Melbourne, born and bred.
That's
Yeah, okay, yeah,
interesting.
Macedonia, yeah. Um, but yeah, we had a white Australia policy, so mostly only people from Europe were allowed into Australia, which is why we have a lot of people from Greece, Italy, that's those
Gotcha.
type of countries. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But, it's changed a lot, like,
Yeah,
it's
like,
it
well,
it
yeah.
it
Our
it's
50s and 60s
it's
were
extremely multicultural in Australia now, extremely multicultural. I think more than 50% of Australians now have heritage from a different country. Yeah.
that's
Um, eh,
fascinating. I would not have known that or even guessed that.
yeah, we have it's like if you went to Sydney, if you went to Sydney, like our main city, and you walked around the city, you would
Yeah,
see, like, it would be like you would not what you would probably imagine. You'd see a lot of people from Asia because obviously we're in Asia.
sure.
A lot of people from India. A lot of people from, yeah, different like Europe, all that stuff. So yeah, Australian Aboriginals people of color. Yes, they are. Yes, they are, Tamara. Indigenous people, Aboriginal people are people of color. They are actually one of the oldest living human beings. They've been here for 60,000 years, in Australia before the British came in and colonized Australia. And one of the things that killed a lot of Aboriginal people was the fact that because Australia was an island, they never saw the Black Death, or
Really
the plague. That never happened in Australia. What we call in Australia now, because there was no one coming into Australia, so they were
right.
immune to that. Now the bad part about that is they didn't have any immunity. So when the English, the British, so measles,
Interesting.
rubella, or that, they had no immunity because they'd been on this island for thousands of years. And so when the English came, they brought these diseases that they were introduced first, and they had no, protection, and so a lot of them died because of that. Yeah. So
Can I tell you a story real quick about something
yes,
I just learned today? So,
yes,
you know Florence Nightingale, right? The famous
mm,
nurse, right?
yes,
Just
yeah,
learned today that and this speaks to what you were just talking about. She was so pro British,
yeah,
colonization, imperialism,
yeah,
that
yeah,
she, as a nurse,
yeah,
said, "Oh, well, these people are dying, people are sick here, because of what you were just talking about." And she says,
yeah.
"Well, that's the price to pay for the British, us good, wonderful British civilizing."
Oh my god. Yeah, 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 yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Florence, what?" I
yeah.
was very
I
left.
know,
I was
I
sad.
know,
I would have thought
I
she would
know.
have had a little bit more class than that.
Yeah. I know. It's just it is a weird thing because you always gotta like when you go back that far, there's always gonna be some weird,
Yeah,
you know, because
yeah.
they grew up under different, like,
They did.
understanding.
No, and I know
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
to think about their time frame,
the
and I
time, yeah.
get it, but there were other nurses at that time
Mm,
were fighting for better, uh,
yes. Ah, yes.
conditions
Yeah,
for the, for, for p people who are native groups, and
yes.
that's why people were like, "Well, how come she gets all the praise then?" And she was
Yeah,
and
true.
these other nurses were looking out for the poor, native groups that were there. But
That's true. Yeah.
I digress, I'm sorry, but it's just when you
Yeah, no,
brought that up, it made me think of that story that I just read
no,
earlier today.
I know. It's interesting. I had no idea about that.
No,
To
what?
my
I was
knowledge,
so sad.
how did the white policy play out with Indigenous people? Well, a lot of Aboriginal people um, were kind of they're allowed to vote. Well, it obviously didn't include them. The West Australia policy was more for immigration, so it didn't include people who were already in the country. There was a thing called the stolen generation, who they've just talked about. It's really complicated. I won't go into the whole thing, but yeah, this West Australian policy didn't include Aboriginal people but they also didn't get to vote for a long time, compared to white people. Yeah, so it's not a good history with Aboriginal people. Look, I will say this to be fair, there were some English who actually thought they were doing the right thing, but they had this idea that like if you read a lot of the first people who came to Australia, like the British, they actually had an idea. Some of them actually thought they were gonna come here and they were gonna make their life better, and they
Mm,
actually did have some some of them did think they were
yes,
doing the right thing. Um,
yes, they did,
it's
yeah.
very easy to say they just came here to kill them all, like, that wasn't
R
the truth.
right, right.
Yeah, but
Yeah, for sure.
but but a lot of it is just ignorance, colonization. They just it's like Florence Nightingale. They actually thought they were doing a lot of them actually thought they were doing the right thing. And then a lot of them, this thing called the stolen generation, where they took a whole bunch of Aboriginal kids and they tried to bring them up in white families,
Yes.
because they thought it would be better for their education. And that
Mhm,
was called the
mhm.
stolen generation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mhm.
so some of this stuff was not done because they were like, "We hate Indigenous." They were done because they thought they were doing the right thing. Yeah, like taking the Indigenous children away. Yeah,
It
yeah,
still comes from a it still comes from a white
it
supremacist
does. It does.
proposition, though, let's be honest,
Exactly,
right? Now
exactly. Yeah,
and
it comes
I'm
from
not gonna pick on people who were Victorians or whatever because it was
no,
different,
no.
but
Yeah,
still does, if we're
it
being
does. It's a horrible thing, but it's not. It sometimes comes across in some circles like they did it to just like destroy.
to
That's
destroy, right, like a
Yeah,
genocide, basically.
that's the worst part about it is, to me, it's actually even worse to some degree because they think they're doing the right thing, but they're actually, they're not even aware that what they're doing, because they're so used to colonizing all these different countries. And as you said, like even Florence Nightingale thought the same. as well. Like even Florence Nightingale thought that they were doing the right thing. And I think that's a lot of stuff that you see now with Elon Musk. Like Elon Musk, a lot of these people, yeah, Trump is doing the right thing. Yeah, exactly. Like Elon Musk, all these people, like that was the other thing I want to talk about was,
National Security Desk is right.
yeah,
In
Trump
his
is doing the right
mind,
thing. Yeah, in his minds.
doing
Yeah,
the right they think they're saving American culture
yeah. I don't know. I don't know about Trump though. I think Elon Musk thinks that, but
and Bezos and
I,
Teal and
I think Trump is more transactional than that. I don't think Trump is very ideological. I don't know.
no, I
Um,
don't think so either,
yeah,
but I do
I
think he's kinda tied to, like, this image of what he thinks America's supposed to look like.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think it's
I think it.
necessarily as racist or as
Yeah.
terrifyingly, white Christian nationalist, essentially, as some of these other people that they are
Mm,
truly others. But I
yes.
still think I don't know.
Yeah. I know what you're saying because I was talking to you before about like the new refugee program
Right.
for the Trump administration. And I don't know how many people know this. I mean, people on here would know this, but I speak to a lot of Americans who don't really know the difference between a refugee program and an immigration program. And the refugee program used to be under Joe Biden and Obama was about 750,000 a year. And these were people that were vetted through like overseas international agencies, through
Yes.
they come through like refugee camps. So it's different
Right.
immigration, like normal immigration.
There is. Right.
Yeah. And
Like Syrian. Yeah.
that's right. It was always considered like there was no white, there was not, it was a race, it was a policy that was that your skin color never came into it, right? You could be white, you could be black, you could be brown. It was never based on your skin color. It
Right.
was based on um, um, what your past was, or refugee programs,
Right.
or where they had those refugee places, generally around Africa, some places like that. The
Sure.
poorest countries. Trump completely changed that to now. It's now down from 150,000 to about 7,500. And the interesting thing is he turned it into a racial policy, because 99.9% of the refugee program for the last 6 months has been white South
Right. They
Africans
sell that
only.
and
Like only,
like Elon.
I think there's like 4 Afghanis out of the 7,500. And I think they were based on people who were like, they weren't even proper Afghanis. They were like people who'd come from England, and then you know what I mean. Like they weren't like. So basically, it's like you're talking about like 0.01%.
Right.
But yeah, it's basically become a policy to invite in white South Africans only. So if you look around Africa, so they look at the whole of Africa, and the only people they see who are suffering are white South.
I know.
Like,
We're
I know.
laughing. It's just
It is
like
ridiculous, though. It's
right.
ridiculous.
It's
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Sudan alone,
yeah,
right? But like,
yeah.
um, yes. And then they are, let's not forget, they are deporting people from the United States,
Yes.
these war torn areas.
Yeah.
They aren't even from there.
They're not in from the, yeah,
They're
that's right.
they're from, Guatemala or somewhere, and then they end up
Yes. I know.
I mean, it's like it's unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah. What are you
Now,
drinking,
I
John?
got the money, they're getting
Vodka.
see, they're funded.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's right. So all the white South African refugees should 14 children. Trump bringing in only white people, I'm shocked. But,
So
like I've got to say, there are very few people who talk about this. Like, if I was going on Fox News and I was a Democrat, I would bring this up in conversation, because
yeah,
a big part
we
of
don't know.
a
Yeah.
big part of what Republicans will say is they call us racist, they call us this, they call us that. I mean, the refugee program is a very good comeback to, like, because it's concrete. Do you know what I mean? It's a concrete thing to come
Yeah.
back with. Just coming back and saying, well, Trump is a racist. Like, I think sometimes on the left, we would just call it, like, I think the word, in my opinion, racist, Nazi is used too often. And then when you use it too often, what happens is it loses its power to some degree. I think
Sure.
you've
I
got to be
agree with you. Yeah.
you've got to be careful when you use those words. So I think, and you've got to add it to something concrete. You know what I mean? Like, someone can't just say, I want a little bit less immigration, and then you call them a racist. That's not, a lot of people aren't going to agree with that, right?
Right.
However, if you change a refugee policy
Powder.
into only white South Africans, that is
Uh-huh.
100% a racist policy. There's no argument about that. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Um,
and I don't know if Madeline Somerville, I don't know if she's still on this, but
yeah,
she
yeah,
wrote a piece kind of talking about this, where she was
yeah,
saying that
yeah.
Democrats should go into these, like, Fox News, other conservative spaces
Yes,
to
yes,
make the case
mm,
why, um, the gerrymandering that's happening
yes.
is racist. Because it's
Yeah,
not
right.
enough to
Yeah,
just say, "Well, that's racist." If you show them how it
yes,
works, and that's what she did
yes,
in the piece, she
yeah,
she drew the lines between all the dots,
yeah,
not Dot, our friend, other dots, and
yes,
she and
yeah.
she makes the case, and she said that sometimes that works.
Yeah, I agree. I think you can't just call people names. You have to show.
Yeah.
You have to have an example. I think sometimes the reason why MAGA and other people in that area, and even independents, is if someone says something, and then your response is you're a racist, you're a fascist, and stuff like that. A lot of people in the middle, because they hear it all the time, will
Mhm.
just become immune to those words,
Yes.
and then they just go, oh, whatever, and it doesn't have the power, the gravitas. You know what I mean? Um,
No,
so,
I get it. I get it.
so in my opinion, I think instead of saying those words, you just go, why does the Trump administration have a refugee program for the first time in history that only allows white South Africans into the country? What would be the answer to that? I can't think of an answer to that that could come across as not being racist. You know what I mean? Like, are you telling me that white South Africans are the only people in Africa who need refugee status in America? Because in fact, white South Africans are some of the most privileged people in Africa.
Of course.
So, like in terms of money and stuff like that, so they wouldn't be able to make an economic argument for it. There is no because their minds white everywhere. Yeah, but you've got to base it around. But I think there are people who are independents in that who don't like their side being called racist all the time, and I think a lot of that is because you got to back it up with something, you know. And I think the refugee thing is a really solid, almost 100% undebatable policy that's coming, and it's almost never talked about. It surprises me. It's almost never talked about. Yeah, yeah,
Joe, I will say,
yeah.
you will have a
Mm.
percentage of people who will be absolutely fine with that.
Yeah, oh, you would be, but I'm thinking more independence.
Okay.
Like I'm never trying to
There's a
convince.
whole bunch of people out there, trust me, I know some
Yeah, I
that
no,
would
no,
be absolutely fine with that.
I know, I agree, but at least then you can say, well, okay, so you're okay with you're okay with the racist policy.
You're okay with
But
it. Right. Yeah.
you're okay. At least we can then put that out in the open, and because a lot of them deny it.
It's Bobby, yep.
Most of them deny it. Like if you say to most MAGA people, "Are you racist?" Most of them are not going to go. Of course, I'm not racist. Why are you calling me
They
racist? I'm not racist.
consider it racism. To
Yeah,
them, it's, "No, I'm just protecting my culture."
yeah,
That's how they "I'm protecting American culture." That's how they frame it.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
racist.
I know, but I think I know, but even like because I think a lot of this stuff comes from Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, like Sandra was saying, because obviously they're ex South Africans, and they have this view of they had apartheid and then apartheid finished, and they feel a lot of white people's life got worse. They view everything through South Africa
Yep.
and apartheid in South Africa, um, and so they see white culture.
Yep.
But it's interesting because on the one hand they hate identity politics, but on the other hand they're obsessed with white identity politics. Do you know what I mean? Like they can't stop talking about white identity politics. Like at the moment, you probably read in the UK, in England, and in Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK, um, in Belfast, there've been two incidences where one was a Sikh in England who an incident happened where they stabbed someone, and then in Belfast there was a different incident with an immigrant, but it wasn't illegal, but they were allowed in the country. And in both these cases, Elon Musk has posted out stuff about it to millions of followers. Because remember, he's also a big fan of this guy called Tommy Robinson. And I don't know if you know much about Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson is an English far right wing guy who pushes a lot
Okay.
of far right wing policies. And he's become very close with Elon Musk. And he's also become close with. Huh?
Is he in
Sorry?
parliament? Or
No, 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 no. He's a provocateur.
okay,
In
okay. So he's like a
Yeah,
media.
he's an influencer, like a far
Gotcha.
right wing influencer.
Okay,
So what
gotcha.
happened is he's very popular amongst the far right, and he's very anti-immigration, all that stuff. Now he lied about there was an incident that happened last year or the year before where he said the person who did it was an illegal immigrant. In fact, it wasn't. It was an English citizen. He was then sued and he lost, right? And then because he continued to defame, he was sent to jail. And so they tried to turn it into like a freedom of speech thing but the reason he went to jail is because there'd been a court thing against him to say you can't keep defaming over and over again.
So
Um,
it was like a
and
gag order or
it was like
something
a gag
along
order,
those
yeah. And
lines,
he
right.
and he he denied it, and yeah. So
So
they've tried to make him into
right.
like a
He
free speech
violated the
advocate.
order, and that's really why he went to jail.
That's right. Yeah, it wasn't
Gotcha,
because
okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it wasn't like but they made it about free speech.
They lied and made
Gotcha.
about free speech, right? Because a lot of people who follow people like Tommy Robertson and people like Elon Musk, because Elon Musk is his biggest supporter, talks about if you watch his posts, constantly posting about it. And so, of course, Elon Musk, these incidences that just recently happened in England and Northern Ireland, is in both cases, Elon Musk told people to go to the streets and go to the streets loud. And what's happening in Belfast at the moment in Northern Ireland is they've basically burnt down all these homes, burnt all these cars, burnt all these it's been like riots from far right wing groups, and Elon Musk helped incite these things, right? And what they do is they take one case, right, and then they try. And so a lot of the people's houses that they're burning are other immigrants. They're immigrants' houses. They've done nothing wrong. And it's quite horrible to watch. It's been like 3 days in Belfast at the moment where they've just been burning down homes and all these. Yeah, it's been horrible. And Elon Musk has been even today. Elon Musk said, "You know what? Instead of coming after me, go after the person who did this." And the thing is you can be. No one is standing up. The person who did this crime. No one is saying it was a good thing, right? But to then say it's all immigrants, and then incite that, and then create more violence, right?
Right,
Is not
right.
the way to do it. And yeah, so it's kind of like the rise of the far right around the world is
Yeah.
it's actually in Australia as well. I think I told you we have
Yeah.
a far right wing party that is now polling as the top party now. Um, in America, obviously MAGA, but he's not voting as much, but he's in power. I think when you're in power, it's different because you get blamed for everything. So if
Yeah.
you're not in power, it's much easier for far right wing parties to do well when they're not in power
Yep.
because then everyone can blame everything on the other person.
Exactly. They
Uh,
like the opposition in some.
that's right. It's like they're like grievance parties. It's like
Mhm.
a grievance party. Like it's not about
Right.
policies. It's not about this or that. It's just grievance. Like we're really unhappy with what's going on. Here's someone who's not part of the establishment, and I think this ties into Graham Platner as well. I think there is a rise of the outsider, and I think Graham Platner, he's not far right, and he's not anti immigrants and stuff like that, but he's part of that new group, which is like a grievance group, which is far right and maybe some far left, where if you're not part of the establishment, then you're considered better. You know what I mean? Than the establishment. And I think Graham Plattner, when the media went after him, it was like Trump when the media went after Trump. He became more popular. He became like more the outsider.
Yeah.
Um, and so you
That's
can't.
how he built his power between
Yes,
2021 and
yes,
2024 too, because, after
yes,
January 6th, he was kind of he did for a very, very short time become
yes,
like, "Oh, man," his political he's dead. Yeah, not like, his political life is
yes,
like he's
yes,
never coming back from this. And then
yes.
look what happened. He built
Eh,
power on, all those
Ravens.
shots and yeah, and like,
Yeah,
all this
yes,
grievance about Biden, which I never really
yeah,
understood completely. I mean, granted, we had inflation and stuff like that, but it was like post COVID. It was happening everywhere.
yes, exactly right. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So, but
yeah,
yeah, he was able to make himself look like almost like this, you know, like just the idea of being a criminal, even. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, yeah. I
this
know. I
outsider, really outsider.
I know it's a really weird thing because it's
Crazy.
like it's like the more you get attacked, the more popular you become.
Yep.
Um, and the more people just it's not about I think what people are missing is that when people look at far right wing groups in England or Australia, they're not thinking about the person in charge of that party.
Yeah.
It's not about them, and it's not necessarily about every policy because a lot of them don't have many policies besides too much immigration. Like it's really basic stuff. It's about we've had enough with the establishment parties, and we're going somewhere else. So if you find out something about the leader no one cares because that's not the reason they've gone to them. They've gone to them because they want to break up the system and they want to go outside the system. So it's not about personalities. It's not about character. And
No,
they would look, yeah,
and in some ways, that actually helps them. Is
yes,
what I'm saying.
100%.
Because
Yes.
look, this is somebody who's already the system hates him. You know what I
Yeah, the
mean?
system hates. He's an outsider.
Yeah, he's not afraid
Every
to
single time
go.
every time CNN or Fox News went after Graham Platner, that's sending a big signal to a lot of anti-establishment people that he's our guy.
Mhm.
He's our guy. And they lean into that because then you'll see Graham Platner go, well, they're coming after me because I'm progressive. They're coming after me because they don't like my policies. They're coming after me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And like it's like
right.
Zoran Mandami.
It's
Yeah,
coming out.
yeah,
No, I mean it's
yeah. How do you get around that though? I don't know because
no,
now
how does it?
now if you're like an establishment candidate, it's very hard to and also like with Kamala Harris, she was fighting for the establishment. I feel like and that kind of made things worse because she's like, we need to go back to normality, and people are like, well, my life wasn't that great, so
Yeah,
yeah, it's a hard one,
it's very hard.
yeah,
How you break through anymore is just normal.
yeah, it's about the
I'm
grit, the
actually gonna
right,
write a piece on that. I'm gonna write a piece on what normal means now, and it's like this.
yeah, yeah, that's right, yeah, that's a good one, yeah. Yeah,
But
yeah. I know. I think a lot of things have been normalized. I do think that the day and age, the days of like character are over. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I think there's a limit. I mean, if we found out someone was like, I don't know, like had serious accusations of child molestation, I think that would be.
everything right,
Yeah.
child right. It would have to be with evidence or
It would have to have evidence. You couldn't just say it. Like, it would have to be someone it would have to be yeah, and that's the other thing, like, with the Californian elections, right? Um, like,
uh,
there's a lot of election denialism, right? Like, and I will say this, I always try to be fair. I know it doesn't make me very popular, but I have to say there is election denialism on both sides. Like, like, for example, in 2024 people think, Trump stole the election, and obviously Trump thinks the election was stolen in 2020. And in California at the moment, the only evidence they have for stolen election in California is like Megan McCain was a hilarious one because Megan McCain, even though she was never like a never Trumper, she did break away from Trump a little bit in terms of stolen election in 2020 and January 6th. Like she pushed
yeah,
back.
he
But
was very
now,
Trump at the beginning.
yes. But now the other day she's tweeting all about, I don't know, but there's something fishy going on in California. And that's Megan McCain. That's not like the most, you know, and she goes, and then I thought, what's your evidence? Like,
Yeah.
what's your evidence? Like that there's something fishy going on. And then Ron DeSantis, who's supposed to be again another one of the more reasonable people, right? He starts posting stuff. Then Mike Johnson, he starts talking about the California elections maybe being. So now you've got all the people outside of the usual full on Trump, election denialists,
Mhm.
um, are now jumping on board without any evidence. Just it's
Just
fishy. I
this is
have a
what it feels
feeling.
feel wrong. Yeah, yeah, I have a
Yeah, that's right. It
that's
feels
exactly
wrong. Yeah, yeah,
as we were saying it, exactly, like, I just
yeah,
have a feeling at the
yeah, yeah. I have a feeling. Any evidence? No, no evidence. Okay, all right. I think you might need a bit more than evidence. Yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah,
here's the thing I don't get. LA is always bashed by the right
yeah.
for being so progressive and they,
Mm,
oh, fun of it and all. So then
yeah,
why is it so progressive? Is it so
yeah,
shocking to you
yeah. Exactly right. That
that
a
a
Democrat will
progressive
win.
would
Yeah,
advance?
yeah, yeah,
You can't have it both ways. You can't say that,
yeah.
well, it's a mess because it's all progressives in that city, and then
Yes.
be surprised that it's
Yeah,
not saying
yeah,
I'm saying what they say, you know?
yeah. That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And granted, they
Exactly.
have problems in LA, right? There's a huge homelessness problem, and
Yes.
there was under Karen Bass, there was money, um,
Yeah.
set aside for homelessness that
Yeah.
they can't account for. So, I
Yes.
get it. That's problematic. I can understand they might want change, but like, why are they going to vote for Spencer Pratt?
Yes. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly. I mean, it doesn't make
Looking
any
at
sense. Yeah.
who, you know what I mean? Who is the
Yeah.
president?
Yeah.
And,
I know. It just seems crazy that they're worried. It's like it would be like Democrats is what Wyoming is supposed to be one of the most red states, isn't it, in America?
yeah,
It's like Democrats being upset they lost an election in Wyoming. Like it would be
right,
weird. Yeah,
right.
it would be
And
weird.
then
Like
being like, how could we have lost this election?
I know it's Wyoming for God's sakes. There must be voter fraud.
Right,
There must be voter fraud. Yeah, yeah. But when
exactly.
Steve, but when Steve Hilton is now going into the runoffs, that's apparently for some reason there's nothing wrong there.
No,
So there's only voter fraud when the Democrats win and not when the
exactly.
Republicans win.
And
It's
yeah,
bizarre.
it's had no issues. Trump has had no issues at all where in these
Yeah,
primaries his candidate beat the more establishment candidate. No, apparently he's
exactly. No, that's
like,
right. Or somehow the Democrats forgot to win the 2024 election. They
yeah,
forgot to steal that one. Right? Yeah. Um, yeah.
he's-
It's
okay.
nothing new. That
Bob B said for a second. Everyone's been screaming that Trump is going to rig or interfere with the upcoming elections. Yes, they've been saying it for months. Yes, but they won't entertain that he fucked with the 2024 election. It's disingenuous.
I think Trump won the 2024 election fair and square. Yeah. I mean, you can't have it both ways. You can't because the thing is, it's widespread. Like for him to have stolen the election in 2024, he would have had to do something in every seven swing key state, um, and that just didn't happen. I think the problem with normalization I want to go like a little big picture, like normalization into um, election denialism, or other stuff like that is it's not come down to evidence. It's come down to whose side. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, that's right, Sandra. He only won by 5, but he won fair and square. Yeah, because
Certainly wasn't landslide, for sure, like he
no,
said.
it wasn't a landslide. And I will say this: there is a big difference between the Democrats and Republicans. And the big difference is on the Democratic side, when people, say that the election was stolen, it's mostly coming from just people online.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like there is nobody in the Democratic Party from Chuck Schumer to AOC to Bernie Sanders, not one of those people has ever said the election will stop. And if
Yep.
you look at like CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, Washington Post, none of them said the election will stop.
No,
Right? So
and
it's
Kamala never asked for any kind
no,
of
Kamala
what if.
conceded the election. Joe Biden conceded the election. So, and even online media like David Packman, all that, the sort of more center left, none of them said the election was stolen. So but from the right, the election denialism comes from Donald Trump himself,
Top.
and then it's a whole bunch of people like Marjorie Taylor Greene was a big one.
Yep.
There was, Matt Gaetz, a couple of the other ones. And then
Yep.
you've got Fox News, who got sued for $800 million for the Dominion lawsuit. You had OAN, so it's the political party and it's the media.
Yeah.
For
The whole
Democrats, it's just
down.
random people.
Yeah.
It's just random people on the internet. So it's a very, very different thing.
Very different.
It's a very different thing because it's from the Democrats. It's just coming from people at the bottom.
Right.
Republicans, it's coming from straight from the top and into the media, MAGA media, all the way down.
The
That's
whole machine.
it's the whole machine. It's from top
Whole
to
machine.
bottom is
Yep.
all election denialism.
Yeah.
All the way from the top to the bottom. From the Democrats, it's just the bottom. Everything up is like, no, the election was fair. And I think that's a really important difference.
Very
Because
distinct.
I wouldn't want Democrats to start pushing that stuff. Because to me, I would then feel we're becoming part of them. Yeah. Um, it wasn't stolen. Elections are free and fair, and Trump wants you to question all of it. Yes, especially exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, I agree with Sandra. Sandra and I completely. The whole thing is a fool's game. Yeah, on the same page as that. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so
And Trump
I
also
know.
wasn't in office in 2024. He didn't have the difference between now and then
Yes.
he didn't have at his disposal
No.
everything that he now has, like getting these
Yes.
voters records and, going in and having,
Yeah.
his own people in there. Kimmy Wynn finally made it. She
Hi,
finally.
Kimmy. Thanks for joining so much. Really appreciate that. And look, wait a sec, just for Kimmy, there's Nibbles. You can just see Nibbles
Oh,
sleeping on that couch there, a little bit there. Yeah.
so
She's
cute.
had a she, she's had a really big day, Nibbles. She had the postman came twice this morning. Yeah. Hi, Kimmy. Yeah. Yeah. So good point, Melissa. Critical thinking skills are crucial. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I think we've lost the ability um to like I think you have more strength when it's a very hard human thing to do, which is the postman. Oh my god, the postman is exciting. Yeah, not for her. She doesn't really like intruders. She's not big on the postman, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh,
Um.
Pickles loves the mailman. They,
Oh no, ours just Nibbles just barks at the moment. That she doesn't like intruders. In fact, I've said this before, but
yeah, she's a
I
bright
could
white.
s- I could see Nibbles being a Trump supporter. Just on the border stuff, like strong on borders. Um, I could see her, build a
Yeah,
wall, that sort of stuff,
stay up on order. Yeah,
Yeah. She's
we're,
not big on
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's
I
I
could
like.
see her, like, joining a far right-wing party, like, not necessarily but it wouldn't just be immigrants, it would be anybody, you know what I mean? It'd be across the board. Um, like, yeah, she doesn't yeah,
Understand.
but
Pickles
yeah,
is
but just
the exact opposite. She
what's
doesn't
that?
care who comes in.
Yeah,
Pickles is the
really.
exact opposite. She welcomes everybody in.
Open borders.
Very much.
Open borders. I have a far right wing dog, and you have a far left wing dog. That's great. So,
Yeah.
um,
And
but she's not racist because she doesn't really care about you know. Well, also, I think dogs are colorblind too. I don't think dogs see the same
right.
colors. I don't
They're
think dogs see the
separate.
same colors we do. So
So
even if
there you
she
go.
was racist, she wouldn't even
Right.
know how to be racist because of her colorblind. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good point.
So
That's
yeah,
good. She's just against anybody coming in.
she's a single issue voter, which is just no one in the home that she doesn't want to come into the home.
There you go.
That's all she'd vote.
Fair.
She wouldn't care about anything else. Yeah, 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 yeah. But that's Nibbles for you. Yeah, that's Nibbles for you.
How many pickles?
She's 10 years old,
Okay.
but she acts like a puppy.
Yeah.
She honestly acts like a puppy. Yeah, yeah, she honestly acts like a puppy. Like I can't tell any difference between her now and 5 years ago when she was 5.
That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. I think because she's a small dog. Small
Yeah.
dogs,
So
they age better. Yeah.
they hang on to
Um,
their energy for a long time.
yeah, and also she's not overweight. She's not she's a pretty good weight and all that. So like I think that's a bit better. Yeah, yeah. And we don't feed her crap all the time. Yeah. So we try to feed her. Okay, 10 is the new 3. Exactly, Tamara. Exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey,
I don't. Yeah,
can I go off on
yeah. Go
speaking?
for it. Yeah, yeah.
My rabbit is going to be
Oh,
14 years old this month.
oh, you're
14,
right. Oh my God. What? How old do they usually live?
7 to 10 years.
Oh my God, really? Wow. Is it
14
female? Is it female? Yeah,
now.
male.
Doc Emmett Brown, because he's got old
Wow.
hair like Doc
Does
from
it? Is it in a cage or does it walk around the house like
no,
free?
he has almost an entire room to himself. I'm not
Really?
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Wow.
knows very well this rabbit. So,
Wow.
now and he's slowed down a lot. He's not. He's
Yeah.
much more. He's an old man now, but he
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Wow. I can, and does he just eat lettuce all day or
what he loves? He loves kale.
oh
So
kale is a kale
kale,
eater? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
lots of
Wow.
like hay.
That's
And
like a
they're
superfood,
little
isn't it?
treats, like
Yeah,
little. They make these
yeah.
little. What are they made out of? What's that stuff called? Alfalfa. They're like
Oh,
compound.
alfalfa. Yes, yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, I'll have to bring
Yeah,
him on time and show him.
yeah. I'd love to see your little rabbit. I'd love to see it.
He's not in
Yeah,
a.
yeah.
It's not in a. I would call it a pen timer because it's
Yes,
not
it's like
open
not like a
inside a
small
room.
cage.
Yeah, it's not a
Yes.
cage, like, it's very big and open, he can run around as much as he wants in there, so it's kind of
Wow.
yeah,
Yes.
he's got a lot of space. Maybe that's
Wow.
maybe
Yeah. Oh, that's so yeah. Oh, that's so I remember when I was in my early 20s and I had a flatmate and she had a rat as a
right? Oh
as
my
a as a
god.
pet. Yeah. Well, she
The
was,
long
you know,
skinny tail and everything.
we were all at uni, so it was like a uni student type,
Yeah.
um, thing. But yeah, she had a rat, and I didn't like rats.
No.
And she would walk around like I would be cooking in the kitchen, and she like there was like four of us living there because it was like a uni campus type thing,
Sure.
um, and uh, and she would like have the rat on top of her like shoulders,
Ooh, in the kitchen?
um, yeah, and I was, like, eating and, like, I was like, "Oh, okay," but she
Yeah.
loved the rat so much, and she was such a nice person that I would like, "Oh, that's amazing, Natasha. That's really cool. Yeah, that's a really cool rat." And they go, "Do you want me to put it on your shoulder?" And I was like, "Nah, not while I'm cooking," but yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
um,
thanks
yeah,
anyway.
but it was very clean. Apparently rats are v like, it's like it was obviously like a rat, like, it wasn't off the street. Off
Domesticated rat.
yeah, it was a rat that was come from a pet shop. So
Right.
it wasn't like a street rat.
Born into
It
privilege. Yeah.
yeah, it had been brought up in a pet shop. It
Yeah.
went to good schools, had good,
Went to
like,
grade
it had all
That's
the
training.
pedigree. Yeah, it was, came from a rich area, that sort of stuff. So and you could tell that it was groomed a lot differently as well. Um, it was a beautiful looking like, I've gotta say, when I would look at it, I'd think, "Oh, that it does look clean." Like, it looked very
Was
clean.
he
Yeah.
gray? Dark gray
Yeah, it
kind
was
of?
grey,
That
grey,
long
and
skinny tail though, that's the
it
thing that freaks me out for some reason, the
it was
tail.
in a tent as well. Like, it was in not a tent, like a cage most of the time, but she would let it out. But sometimes she would go to uni and I didn't have uni, and then she'd, like, ring me and say, "Can you feed it?" And it was really bad for me because I was pretending like I didn't care about the rat, and so like, she would actually complain to me that the other flatmates didn't like the rat and that I was the only one who liked the rat, and I was and
You did it
I
really well.
I actually hated the rat more than the other people did, and yet I convinced her that I loved the rat. Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
okay, well, you were
yeah,
good at it.
I
You
was
were
good
good
at it.
at it.
Yeah, no,
Very
because
defensive.
I had this thing that I wanted a when you have flatmates, you want it to be really, like, peaceful,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You don't wanna have conflict, and so I was completely against any conflict, so if one of my flatmates said, "Look, I'm into serial killing,"
Fight with
because I would wanna create a mess or and conflict, I would just go, "Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, whatever you're into." Like, I was
so you wouldn't
very against
draw a line at serial killing. You would even find a way to accept
yes.
that.
I would go, "Great, that
That's
takes a
very
lot." I
impressive.
mean, that takes a lot of, like, enthusiasm, motivation, because you don't just kill one person, you gotta kill, like, a whole bunch of it's like a motivating thing, it's like, yeah.
Takes a lot
But
of
no,
organization.
the yeah, but the rat was, like, beautiful looking rat, like, a really and I've gotta say, when I moved out, a part of me, like, it kinda grew on me because I was feeding it, like, I would go in and feed it
Yeah,
sometimes,
yeah.
and I actually like, I would never have one myself, but I did grow to like it more than I thought I would because I had a guinea pig when I was growing up, and is there a big difference between guinea pigs and rats? I don't know. They are cool animals. See, Kimmy likes them.
Pigs are more like aren't they more fluffy?
Yeah, I mean, I had a
I
guinea
don't know.
pig when no thanks. Sandra said no thanks. Yeah, see, yeah,
Well, what was the rat's name? Do you remember?
I can't remember. It was
No.
like a weird. It was like it was from someone's. Do you know what? It was like a band, like from a band, because we were living in a house where there was a lot of like uni students, but they were also like musician type people.
Oh,
And
okay.
so they had like some of the people had dreadlocks and all that I lived
Oh,
with,
wow.
and it was a really dirty home, to be honest with you. I can't
Husband said
believe
that.
I lived in that home. Like, I can't believe I lived in that home. But when you're younger, that stuff, I don't know, when you're like 20, 21,
Yeah,
like,
right?
you
Anything
but
goes.
when I think about it now, I'm thinking, "How the hell did I, like," and they're really nice people though, but yeah, they had some weird raps
Huh.
and yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could do it myself. Is that
My,
your husband?
one brother-in-law has a bunch of weird stuff, like snakes and big
Oh, snakes.
spiders and all kinds of
I
weird.
prefer snakes. Snakes are cool. I personally wouldn't want to have one, but there is something cool about a snake. Like, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't want him in my house.
No, I wouldn't look, I wouldn't want to
I'd rather have a rat
well, because
than a
if you get
snake.
up during the night and go to the bathroom and there's like a snake. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Telling your
Um,
story in your 20s, yeah.
yeah, so the rat was
Big
cleaner than
rats.
the flatmates. Yes,
The
that's
snake
definitely.
eats the rat, probably.
The rat was actually the rat was definitely way cleaner than my flatmates, like, by a significant margin. It's funny because I think she took
He
better
was
care of
probably
her.
judging them. The rat was probably
Yeah,
judging your
yes,
roommates.
yes. Tamara, I had a friend with a tarantula. It doesn't get worse than oh my god.
Oh my god, no, yeah. I can't.
Wow, that's full.
Spiders? No.
Mm,
Can't. Not
no,
like
tarantula.
that.
Yeah. What's the weirdest animal? Is that the weirdest? Is like
He is
not that
very
it's right,
creative.
like a rat. Like, is that the only other animal you've had? Like a dog and a
I
rabbit?
mean, me?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
we've had dogs,
yes,
had birds,
yes,
we've had our bunny,
yes.
fish. My daughter had
Fish.
fish.
You've had like gold, like
She had
gold.
one that looked like, Nemo
Yeah.
when she was little.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was
I
the
forgot what they're called. Clownfish, clownfish,
clownfish, I think. Yeah, yeah,
clownfish. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
so look,
Right.
we've never had a cat, but we
Yeah.
did have a neighborhood cat that would always come over and visit us, and I sort of felt like he was our cat.
Yeah, I know, because cats don't always feel like they're connected to their own home, do they? Like, they're more like a community.
Yeah, he was like a community pet. Yeah, and
Yeah,
he loved coming over
yeah,
here. He always wanted to
yeah,
go, and I couldn't let him in because my dog, forget about it. But,
yes,
but yeah, I mean, he was adorable. I miss him actually. But we've never
yeah,
had a cat, in our at our house.
in your life.
We're more
Yeah,
dog
yeah, yeah,
people. Yeah, we're dog people.
yeah. It is weird because I lived in a place years ago, a little bit further out from the city, and we had kangaroos, um, that would, like, come to our front door, like, I'm talking, like, really like, the ones that are, like, 6 foot, like, the really big ones, 6 foot, and they would want
They
food
knock at the
because
door?
yeah, no, so they'd like that what they didn't knock on the door, they would just stand at the front door because
Oh
the
god.
the people that lived before me there, were feeding the kangaroos, and so the kangaroos would come to the front door and they would feed them. So they knew to come to the front
They
door,
got used to it.
and so they didn't know because they didn't obviously know someone's moved out and someone new's moved in, and I was like, "Why these kangaroos keep coming to the front door?" And then I found out through the real estate agent that the previous owner had been feeding them. So I started feeding them a little bit of like meat and stuff like that. Well,
Oh,
stuff that
really?
stuff that you're supposed to feed kangaroos a little bit here and there. Yeah, but they're really nice. Really nice.
Are they?
And
Because they look kinda scary in some videos.
they do look scary. And you will see occasional video where they fight people, but
Yeah.
that's generally when there's like a mating thing happening, mating season or something like that. But generally kangaroos are pretty placid. They're very placid.
Okay. Okay, good.
Yeah,
'Cause they
yeah.
look really tough. They
They
look
they look like they're on steroids. Yeah, they look
exactly.
like they look like yeah. Yeah, no, they can hurt you with their legs.
Yeah, they
Um,
seem very powerful.
yeah, but their arms are really small. They couldn't punch you. But, have you seen their look like they got little, like,
Yeah, they're kinda like almost like
they're
little
tiny it's like they got massive legs and then just, like, tiny little
tiny
yeah,
little
tiny little
bunny.
things. But that
Yeah.
no, they're not violent at all. I used to, like, go out the back and I would read a book and they'd be right next to me. Like, they'd actually lay down in front of me. Like, so you'd have the father, the mother, and then a couple of the smaller ones just laying around me, like, the whole time. They would just ignore me. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cute. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
that Kimmy loves all wildlife. Thank you, Kimmy.
yeah. Even rats, even
That's
rats. She
funny.
even likes rats. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, and koalas are not as soft
oh.
as people think they are.
And see them, I have this really, like, good little picture in my head of what a koala is and how cute it is.
Yeah, they're very cute, but they when you touch them, 'em, they're very hard. they're not soft.
Oh, yeah, they look like little teddy bears, you know?
That's right. That's right. Sandra, the koala is what I would love to see in Australia. I've always thought they were so cute, cuddly. You said that they're really hard though and easily get hurt. No, oh yeah. Oh, they wouldn't get easily hurt. Like if you hugged them, they would be fine. But like sometimes what happens in the wild is a dog will sort of bite them, but not like bite them all the way through, but just like, like they a little bit and they can
Yeah, yeah.
easily get hurt. Yeah. They're easily hurt. That's why they're so easy
They're
in
so
they're endangered in Australia.
Oh, wow.
Um,
I didn't
yeah.
realize that.
Do you
Do
have sloths? I don't think we have sloths. No, we don't have sloths in Australia. No.
get a kick out of sloths.
I love looking at sloths. They look stoned, don't they? Like they're like they remind me
They're
like
just
of a
living their life. They don't care. They're happy.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you really have those gigantic spiders that they show. Did you ever see those videos where the spider is in the corner of the
Oh
house?
yeah, yeah. Like
Is that
two
real?
weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, they're called huntsmen. Are you talking about huntsman spiders? They're about that big.
Yeah, they're just gigantic.
Yeah. So I've had them in this home. Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. So what happens is, but they're not dangerous. So all I do, so if you have a look here at this wall here, I had one, right?
Yeah,
I had one right up against that wall there. Yeah,
yeah.
sorry, that wall there. Yeah. And it was right there about 3 weeks ago, and so I just grabbed it and took it out. So what I do is I don't kill them.
Oof.
I I will. What I do is I get like a lunchbox, those lunch boxes,
Yeah, yeah.
and then underneath it, I will put a record player underneath the lunchbox, and then it like traps them in,
Good
and
old
then
spiders from Mars. That makes sense.
yeah, and then I chuck them out. We're on the second level, so I throw them off the balcony. Yeah, yeah,
Ah.
but they're okay.
I don't kill
Yeah,
bugs either. I put them outside. I feel sorry for them.
yeah. I don't like to kill them. But but the thing is, because 'cause we're on the second level, I don't know if I'm actually hurting them or not, but they seem to run off, so I think they're okay. I think they can handle one level up. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, right.
Um,
They're probably pretty resilient that way. Do you guys have
yeah,
dingoes there?
I what's that?
Do you have dingoes there? Is that
Oh,
an
not here.
Australian
No,
thing, the dingoes?
dingoes are very rare in Australia. You have to go out to rural areas to see a dingo. Or on a yeah, dingoes are extremely rare, to see in Australia. There's islands you can go to, like, can there's a couple of islands where there's a big island in Australia off the coast where I live in Brisbane, and there's pure breed, dingoes because everywhere else in Australia on the mainland, they're bred with dogs. Um, so you'll see a mixture of like a, I don't know, like a Chihuahua and no, not a Chihuahua, like a German Shepherd and or a Labrador, like similar size, and then yeah, so they look like German Shepherds plus dingo, because they can breed with dogs, dingoes and dogs. Yeah, so even though dingoes are, considered they are dogs, but they're not.
Dogs. Not right.
They can breed.
It's
They can
just like
breed
this
together.
domesticated.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you can't domesticate a dingo because they're like a wild, island. But on this island called Fraser Island, it's a great island because you get to see pure, because it's an island. There's no dogs allowed on there, so they've continued to be pure. And you watch them. I went and stayed there. They're the most beautiful animals. They're actually not that big. They're like a medium sized dog, maybe even a little bit less than a medium sized dog. They can be violent towards children. You'd probably remember the story
Right.
of, yeah, the dingo's got me baby.
Yeah, they right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I shouldn't laugh. It was a horrible story, but,
No,
um,
wait, no, I'm sorry.
I know. But
I
it
'cause
is funny the way.
Seinfeld, because they did that in Seinfeld.
Oh, yeah, Seinfeld did
It's
that. The dingo's got me baby. Yeah,
a
yeah. Meryl Streep,
exactly.
American.
Yeah, so no, I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at the actual
No, no, we laugh about it here as well. Um, but, but yeah, the dingo's got me baby. Yeah. But yeah, so so true. It is a true story. It is a true story. Yeah. You can watch the Meryl Streep one. Sorry, Joe, I noticed you have a coat on. I know it's winter. Is a cold? Yeah, it's cold at the moment. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I live in subtropical, so it's not like freezing. To be honest with you, I just like the look of it. So,
You're just trying to look cool.
yeah, and it's,
Very hot here right
even
now.
though it's not really freezing. But yeah, but I can get away with it because I know you guys think it's like cold in winter and down here and stuff. But
Exactly.
but yeah.
Well, it's really hot here anyway. I don't know.
Oh, is it?
I'm used
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
used
yeah, yeah. I
some
know. Yeah, well, I don't know the degrees here, but it's like, it would be like 21 degrees Celsius. Yeah, I had a feeling you loved that collar. That collar.
Hey, what's 21 degrees Celsius? I have no idea what that would actually
I
be.
think that's probably like 40 something, 48 or something.
Oh, okay. Like Fahrenheit? Okay. All right.
Is
Now
that
that
cold? Is that
puts
cold?
perspective.
Is that cold or no, no, no.
You're just
Oh, is that cold? No, that's not that cold, is it?
48?
Yeah,
I mean, like, it is. Like,
yeah.
I think it's cold, but it's not freezing. It's like in the
If
winter,
you could
that's
walk
very
around,
yeah,
yeah. Could
yeah.
you walk around with a t-shirt on in that weather or
I
not
would
really? You would, yeah, okay, yeah.
no, no, no. Like, I'd wear, like, a sweatshirt.
Yeah, right, okay. Yeah,
What's
yeah,
the
yeah,
t-shirt?
yeah.
No, it's like 48 degrees. No. Mm-mm.
No, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
and it's one of those things, like, 48 can be colder depending on the wind chill factor.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, it's like that one of those things, like, if it's hot or if it's more humid,
Yes.
if it's windy, 48 will feel very cold, but if it's
Oh,
still
yeah,
bad.
that's true. And also the humidity as well, like how because I live in a subtropical area, so it gets quite humid here, in summer. It does get a little bit cold in winter. We're in winter now, but you can still walk around with a t-shirt on during the day. But you don't need air
Not bad.
conditioning. You don't need air conditioning. It's not. And you can. Yeah, I like this type of weather myself. I don't like it when it's super hot. I don't really like when it gets too hot. It just gets a bit uncomfortable. Um,
Yeah, no, I would agree with that, and I feel like it's hotter now than it was when I was a kid. I don't know if that's because of global warming, or
mm,
if it's because of just me not being able to tolerate it as well.
tolerant. Yeah, yeah,
Does
yeah.
that mean then that you guys celebrate Christmas in summer?
No, yeah, we celebrate summer same time. So I've never had a a
What?
white Christmas. Yeah, yeah. I've only ever had like Christmas in Australia is people going outside playing cricket, having a barbecue, all that sort of stuff. Like it's outdoors. It's very outdoors.
Wow,
Um,
that's so
yeah. So we have the complete opposite. A lot of sports is on during summer here. So people go
yeah,
watch the sports. People are on holidays.
whole different
Uh,
thing, yeah.
like people in the parks. It's like completely the opposite. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I've always wanted to have a
Cool.
white Christmas. I've always wanted to have Christmas in New York for some
Oh,
reason.
yeah, that's not
Yeah, but
surprising. It's
like
cool.
it's a TV movie thing, I think, because you watch TV movies and stuff.
Yeah,
And like,
like
yeah,
Home
yeah,
Alone or yeah.
yeah. Poor Hogan. Poor
There's a
Hogan had.
lady right now on vacation and says it's hot and humid and she loves the heat. So
Oh,
they
who's that? Sandra. It's
I'm
he's
so
in
wrong. Like, I don't
Orlando. Wow, she's not. I'm on vacation. Oh, I was about to say I didn't think you lived in Orlando. I
I love
love the heat. Um,
I love
well,
summer, but I can't handle the heat as well as I used to, which upsets
yeah,
me 'cause I used to, like, not it used to not bother me, affect me at all.
I
But
like the heat when I'm near the beach.
I know, I hate winter. I have that seasonal
Yeah,
affective
yeah.
disorder where
Yes.
you just
The
get depressed.
because winter doesn't really get that bad here because we don't get snow and it's really not that bad. It's not nice to have a little bit of a change.
Mm,
Um, but we don't really get a lot of snow in Australia. There's very, very few places where it snows.
yeah.
Um, it
Never
doesn't.
s I
What's that?
Is it true that you've never seen snow? Is that true in person?
No, I have seen snow, but I've never seen snow overseas. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And you know what? I don't even know if I did see snow because I went to this place called Perisher, which is where people go in Australia to ski. But the snow is so bad there that they put fake snow on top of it because there's not enough snow. Do you know what I mean? So I
So
might
they
have,
make fake snow, yeah. They
so
do that.
I might have seen fake snow. I don't know.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we even do that here for the ski resorts. If
Oh,
there's
do
no
they?
snow, they will make snow. Yeah, yeah,
Ah, right. Yes. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I love the idea of being in New York, the outside Marcus. Hi, Marcus. Good to see you. The outside ice skating rinks. Oh my god, I love that.
Well, then, yeah, you would love Christmas in New York. You should come.
Yeah.
You should come, and then my husband and I could go up and see you there.
Oh, I would love
New York's
I
only
would
an
love
hour,
to see you
so
guys. I'd love eventually we're gonna have to meet in real life, I think. Yeah, yeah, one way or the other. Yeah. Either I
come because I will not fly to Australia. I'm
oh,
too.
really? Yeah. Oh, because you don't like because of claustrophobia?
Yes, exactly. I'm too
Yeah.
scared to do it.
Yeah, right. Could you fly for, like, an hour or 2?
Yeah, if I had to. I
Have
don't want to. I don't like to fly.
have you flown much?
No,
Or not really? Really? But you've been on a plane?
travel in a car, that's it. We will travel. Yeah.
Wow. So your husband's the same? He doesn't like
Yep.
flying as
He's
well?
the same way. We're not
Wow.
fans. No.
But you have been on a plane, though? Oh my god, only once? Really? Where to? Oh my god.
No, it was just local. It was when I was a kid. I'm too
Oh, so it
afraid.
was just a local flight, like, not even a was it a big commercial plane?
No.
A small plane?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, so you've never been, like, on a proper plane, like a commercial plane, like, big one?
No, I've never left the United States.
Wow. But you even within the country, wow.
Yeah, no, I've been to many states in the United
Yeah,
States.
but you
Yeah,
drove,
correct.
you
Yes.
drove there. Yeah,
Yeah.
right, okay.
And
See
Canada,
wow.
it's drivable from where we are too.
Yeah, and you could even go to Mexico, couldn't you?
Or you could take a cruise to Canada.
Oh,
Cruise.
that's true. You can take a cruise to Australia, it'll just take, like, 6 months, but,
Take
it'll
and I
be
don't
all
know
yeah,
like that much either.
yeah. See, I have a fear of flying, but it's not a claustrophobic thing, it's like, I'm gonna die in the plane, it's gonna crash,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
but it's never stopped me from flying though, because 'cause I've been to Europe,
Oh, that's good.
everywhere. Yeah, it's like I flew 2 weeks ago, I flew to Sydney, but yeah, I it does it I hate it, like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Um,
I look, if I had to, I would, but I would have to get, I'd have to take something.
you
Like,
have
I'd
to
have
take some yeah,
to
like some
stand
Valium or something.
calm down
Yeah,
because I would be
yes.
anxious. Yeah.
Has your husband flown much?
Nope. No. No.
Not as
My
well.
husband and I have been together since we were teenagers, and so we
Wow.
do busy.
Was that one of the main reasons you got together? Because you both, like,
Our
agreed that you would never
No, it's not,
no,
but
okay.
it
It was a
helps.
bonus. It was a bonus. It was a
Exactly.
bonus. Yeah. There was, like, another guy, but he just had that extra bit that he didn't like flying. It was like, "Okay, well,
It's like,
I'm
"That's
gonna
it.
go."
That's
That's
it."
it. Yeah, you got that bonus.
He
See,
was an he was a
my
guy
wife's
in
the
India.
opposite. My wife loves flying. My wife absolutely loves flying, like, loves
That
it. Yeah.
must be the long haul flight. Yeah, that's
I
for
don't
sure.
love
Marcus
flying.
is
I'm not sure.
girl, so Marcus, I don't love flying either, but
Some people do like flying. I know people who love it. I know people who love it, and I think it's because of the destination. Yeah, because they're gonna get somewhere. Yeah, yeah.
I
Um,
give people credit. I wish I was one of them. I'm just
yes, you can't do it. Yeah, yeah.
John Madden was the same way. Do you know John Madden?
The NFL player was the
He was
NFL.
a guy, right. So he would not
Yeah,
fly, and so when he was a commentator for football, he
yeah.
would just, he would drive everywhere in a big old, like a bus.
Right.
Prosecco.
Okay.
Oh, I love
I just take a prosecco. Right. Yeah, yeah. Wow.
sleep for me. Yeah, there you go, Marcus.
Yeah, yeah.
Marcus always
W
sleeps.
yeah.
Sleep.
So you're not worried about for you, it's gonna crash. It's more um, the
Stuck
claustrophobia.
inside, and
Stuck
I
in the
can't
thing.
get
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Now that makes sense. I get a
I can
tiny
put
bit
out
of that.
just put me
Yeah.
asleep. I won't know what's going on, then maybe I'd be alright.
What about on a train? Do you feel the same thing on a train?
No. Train, I'm alright.
Yeah. Is that because you know you
Or the
there's gonna be
ground.
there's going to be a stop soon where you can get off.
Yeah, yeah, and it's on the ground, so somehow it feels more like, well, if they
Mm.
had to stop, they could
Yes, that's
really
right.
once the plane's up there, forget about it. They're not
Yeah.
stopping unless there's a
What
meat
about what
disturbance.
about going under a tunnel in a car?
I
Is
don't
that
love it. I don't
you
love it.
don't love it? Yeah.
I wouldn't wanna be stuck under there. Like, you go
Would it
into, like, New York
yeah,
City.
yes.
I don't like
Would
it.
would you avoid it? Would you go
No,
along the
I'll go
roads?
through the tunnel.
You'll
Like,
go through the tunnel.
we drive
Yeah.
down to Washington, DC, we have to go through a tunnel too by around
Yeah.
Baltimore. Or if we
Yeah,
go
okay.
up to the Poconos, which is North Pennsylvania, you go through
Yes.
a tunnel up there to go.
Go through there, but
Yeah.
you'll do that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. I don't love it, but I'll do it. I wouldn't wanna be
Yeah.
stuck there.
No, no.
Yeah.
See, I think I'd be more worried about a tunnel, getting stuck in a tunnel than a plane maybe for some reason. But yeah,
Yeah, get it.
I yeah, I don't yeah, I don't like the plane. I don't sometimes I'm on a plane and I look around me and I see people super relaxed, like looking out the window,
Yeah.
enjoying it, and then like they're like just looking out the window, and I'm like, you're a psychopath. In my head, I'm thinking you're a psychopath. I
The
have
very thought of it is terrifying to me.
yeah,
Like, you
it's the thought of looking outside as you're taking off and
yeah,
enjoying that, and then what they do is they would look outside, they just look out the window, and then as soon as we're up in the sky, they would just, like, relax and just have a bit of a sleep, and I'm like, "I'm so tense that there's no there's no way."
I like that fucking trip that you were on with that woman that time that
Yes. I had to hold her hand. Oh, she held my hand, actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was
That was
scary.
that doesn't happen on every flight, though. That was particularly
That was a particularly bad flight.
most flights are pretty uneventful. Like, I yeah, yeah. Like the one I just did to Sydney, which is only an hour each way, but,
Yeah.
it was actually so uneventful that I can't even remember, like, what happened on there or anything like that. And and there is part of me that loves it in the sense of when I land, I feel euphoria, like a euphoria when I land,
Like,
and
we made
I'm alive. Yeah, and I just think I'm never gonna take life for granted ever again. And then,
it.
like, 5 minutes later, I'm just back to, like, normal. Like, it's just
Then
that's
you're like the Pope, you kiss the ground and
yeah, like, I'm really like, yeah, but then but it's funny, it just goes away, next thing you know, I've completely forgotten about the flight, so it doesn't but just that moment when it hits the ground, and then what happens is when it hits the ground, it's still going really fast, and then the reverse thing happens, and then it slows down to, like, a normal speed, and
yeah.
then you're fine. Yeah,
Yep, you
yeah.
made
You mate,
I
that's a good feeling. Yeah, yeah.
feeling.
I think fears are interesting. Like I like people like are fears of different things. Like, some people have fears of spiders, other people have fears, and it's funny because if someone has a fear of a spider, and I don't really have a fear of a spider, um, but if I tell them about my fear of flying, they'll be like, "Why? What do you? What?" But it's so
Yeah,
safe, and it's like that. It's like, well, yeah, it's irrational, but so is your spider
right.
fear. Like,
But it doesn't
um,
but fear is it operates on another level. It doesn't operate on a rational level, fear.
no,
So
I know
oh,
I'm being irrational with the flying thing, which is why
exactly.
I've never let it stop me. Yeah, I've always when I was 18 years of age, I thought I want to travel to Europe, I want to travel around the world, and I can't let this stop me. And so I just force myself, even if I'm miserable for like 20 hours. And also your body can't be miserable for that long. After a while, it kind of calms down a bit. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
hear you.
Yeah,
Some
I did take a Valium to Europe. I
That's
did
why I think I would need something.
yeah.
Like, I would love to go to Ireland, that's
Oh,
where
yeah.
my ancestors are from, and I would love to go there, but I would have to take something and have
Yes.
the family there comforting me the whole time.
Yeah. True, 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 true. You need like a support dog. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
pickles is coming.
Yeah, people's coming to support and then just go straight back. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. On her own. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, alright. Do you have to go? Can you talk a bit longer, or is it
Well,
getting on?
I don't know, maybe people are sick of hearing us
Yeah, I
conversation.
know. Well, I was thinking
Let's cover one more
yeah.
political topic.
Yeah.
before
Okay.
you
Go. Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Bye, Sandra.
Yeah. What kind of thanks, Sandra. What other topic would you like to talk about? Anything else?
Um, what else is going on? I feel like I'm missing.
Have you seen Hunter Biden on Twitter?
Yes, I have. He's been fascinating, hasn't
It's
he?
been hilarious. I've loved
No,
watching Hunter
I'm
Biden
like, you know what?
on Twitter.
Good for him.
Yeah, yeah. He's reinventing himself
No,
on Twitter. And not only that, not only is he loved by the left, he's actually been loved by parts of MAGA. Parts of the
because I
MAGA.
think they kind of respect it,
Yeah, yeah. And
right?
yeah, he's been so good on it. It's amazing how good. Like first he went on Candace Owens. Remember, it was
Yep.
like, and that got a lot of views because people were like, "What the hell?"
Right, right.
Um,
That's weird, right? Yeah.
and then, so I think this is obviously orchestrated. Like it's not a coincidence. It's obviously
Yeah.
he's now on Substack. He
Yeah.
just joined
I know.
Substack.
I saw.
He said he's
I
gonna
listened.
he said he's
Sorry.
gonna start doing Substack live videos as well.
No,
So
I wait.
we should invite him on.
Oh, of course, I'm sure it'll come right on.
I'm sure. Come on, yeah. Um,
We could
uh,
try.
we could try
You know,
maybe. I don't
I'll
know.
DM him. I'll say, "Hey."
He did say once he loved Australia when he was here.
Well, there you go.
Maybe I can use the Aussie. Maybe
You
I
should
can use
try
the Aussie.
that. Yeah, I thought I would use like, "Hey, I'm from Philly, which is right near Delaware," and I thought I could use that
Yeah,
for Australia
that's
thing to
true.
work better.
That's
Maybe
a good
he'd
one.
like to come on our show. Can you imagine
That's a
what
good one. Yeah.
if we got Hunter Biden to come on our show, Joe?
Yeah. Oh my god, that would be amazing. Yeah. Would we push back against? Would we say anything to him, or would we just say all positive things, or would you say anything negative, or not?
Pushing back on his own terms. Good for him. Exactly, Marcus. I
Yeah,
agree
yeah, yeah. Exactly.
with that.
The only thing I love him, but the only thing I would say is that I disagree, and I totally understand why he says this, is that he still thinks that his dad would have won the election had he won,
Yes,
and
I noticed.
that is which is fair enough because it's his
Right?
you know,
It's his dad, and he's entitled
his
to his
dad.
opinion. It's just,
But I would definitely disagree with that. But
yeah,
yeah,
I don't
but
agree with that either, but
no, but and also
I love
his mum said the same thing, Jill, and all that. But yeah, no, it's interesting. I've been really enjoying it, and it made me think about um just politics in America in general and the Democrats, and
yeah.
how in 2024 they refused to go onto platforms and areas where
Yes.
it was
Yeah,
because Twitter
right,
these days is
and it's
considered more MAGA. Twitter is more MAGA these days, right? He went
oh, much more.
and he went and he talked to Candace Owens, who's yes, she criticizes Trump, but she's no fan of the Democrats, right? As well. Um,
She's awful.
he's kind of part of the loony. I call the loony right. I don't know whether it's a grift.
That
I don't know whether it's a grift or whatever, but it's not the left, right? So I think what he's showing is that by seeding the ground and not going into those areas, people create a narrative about you. And because Hunter Biden was so concerned about hurting his dad by getting involved, by talking about it, because he actually said this. He said, the reason I haven't done this is because if I did this during the election, I would have hurt my dad or would have hurt Kamala Harris because then people
right.
would have attacked me. You know what I mean? So he stayed out of it. But now that his dad is no longer part of it, he can now define himself. And so a lot of people are now going, this is not the Hunter that I thought you were. This is a completely different Hunter. And that's because he couldn't really defend himself before. And
Right.
I started thinking about Kamala Harris. I started thinking about the Democrats. If you don't go into areas where people are defining you,
They will fill in the blanks.
they will fill in the blanks for you.
Yep.
And, Kamala Harris has a weird laugh. Kamala Harris is dumb. Kamala Harris, had she
She can't
actually
string
gone,
two sentences together.
that's
You know
right.
what I mean?
If
Yeah, right.
but it's easy for them to do that narrative because she wasn't going into those areas. And
Exactly.
those people are not going to watch MSNBC and they're not going to watch CNN. So they're only getting one perspective of them. Had Kamala Harris gone to all these other areas, she could have
Like
completely redefined who she was, like Hunter Biden is. And I think it's a bigger picture here is what Hunter Biden is doing is This is what Democrats need to do.
Democrats have to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree, and my favorite thing was, did you see when he responded to the one guy who
Yeah.
had a Johnny Cash picture as his, like his profile pic? And
No.
yeah, so this guy was
Yeah.
responding to him and said, "Your whole family is a bunch of, like, trash," or something like that.
Oh,
And
right.
they had a picture of Hunter with, like,
Yes.
a crack pipe, I don't know, I guess that's what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
anything about that kind of stuff. So anyway, he gave the best response because what he did was he
Yeah.
said, "You have Johnny Cash on your
Yes.
profile pic. Let me tell you about Johnny Cash."
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
talked about how Johnny had serious drug problems, turned
Yes.
his life around, and then he would go into the prisons and he would
Yes.
form for the
That's
prison,
right. That's right.
right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so he said to him, "You have the picture, but you really missed the message." And I was like, "Damn, that was
Yeah. Wow. He's good,
good."
isn't he? He's
He's
really good. Yeah. And
yeah.
sometimes when people go, "You're a crackhead," he'll go, "Yeah, I was a crackhead. Yeah, you're right. I was a
Yeah,
crackhead. Thanks
yeah,
for
of
that."
course, right.
And then
And
he'll
he's
say, he'll just say, "Have a great day." And then it's like he got him. He didn't try to fight it. He was like, "Yeah, I am," and it was awful. Sometimes he will actually agree. He'll go, "Yeah, it was awful. I hated it. You have a great day." He's won that argument. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
That's
it
that's how he's winning. He's conceding.
like
He's not
martials.
pretending to be someone he wasn't.
Exactly,
Um,
exactly.
and he's acknowledging everything. And I think that's why he's getting people from both sides of politics, who are just loving him.
Yeah,
You know what? In this day and age, with Trump, Ken Paxton, Graham
right.
Platner, Hunter Biden could slip into this environment
Who
quite
knows?
well, quite well. And
Maybe so.
he's talking to people like Candace Owens, which is outside of the. I don't agree with her.
Way
I,
outside of the Democratic, right,
yeah,
yeah. I mean,
he's he could be the outsider again within the Democratic Party.
she's a
Like Zoran
but
Mandel was.
but I get what you're saying,
Um,
yes. By
in this
going to
environment,
outside pieces, yeah. 'Cause then
yeah,
other people are hearing you that otherwise would not hear your story or your voice.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he's going to places that hated him the most. Twitter hated him the most, you know? So he's gone right to the worst places. So I guess if he can go to the places that hated him the most and win people over, well, imagine what he could do in more friendly areas, or
Yeah,
neutral areas, So he's thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go to the
well,
where they
why not?
hate me,
He's got
you know?
nothing to lose,
He's got nothing to
right?
lose. His dad's no longer in politics.
Right.
Uh, he
He
can't
can
hurt his
do
dad. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, he
yeah,
can tell his own story now, like
yeah,
you said there.
yeah. He's completely redefining himself. Yeah, I thought it was really cool to watch
Yeah,
the Biden
I think it's
kids.
been cool
Yeah,
too, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
And he's got like a lot of people are saying, even some of the women on there are saying, "Oh, he's really hot. He's really good looking."
Oh
He's
god.
really good looking. I don't
Sounds
know about that,
good.
but like, yeah, but like he's getting a bit of like this, but it's also because he's coming across as quite cool. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like he's quite
yeah,
he's
yeah,
like edgy. He's like the edgy guy who took drugs. He's got that picture of him with this, you know what I mean? Like the cigarette,
yeah.
yeah, he was sleeping with prostitutes. I'm not saying they're good things, but it's
No,
some
it's
areas
not good
like
things, not at all, but he's gotten his shit together, so
he's turned it around,
right.
and I
People
think in
appreciate
America
a redemption story.
people love a even George W. Bush, wasn't he like an alcoholic and
Oh,
drug
yeah,
and
George
then
W.
became a born again Christian and people loved him? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
even George W. And he could dodge those shoes.
Yeah, that was funny. I
It
loved that.
didn't change his reflexes at all.
No, he was pretty relaxed about that, wasn't he? And he had a smile on his face. He
It
was
was
smiling.
he was just like
Yeah, I know. I know.
that was funny.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
true. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
No, I don't know.
No.
I'm kinda, like, punchy. It's, like, 9 o'clock here.
Yeah,
I
okay, I'll
still have
let
some
you
work
go.
I gotta do, so I should probably get going.
Okay, well, it was great chatting with you. Yeah.
You too. I love talking with you. So,
Uh,
we will meet up
yeah.
again in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks, yeah.
Okay.
And we might even do, like, an article or something together or
Yes,
something like that.
we
Yeah.
do you guys think you would like to see a newsletter from the 2 of us? Like,
Mm,
I'm just curious in the chat. Does that sound like something that we should do? Do you guys think
yeah.
you that would you read that? Would you be interested in that? I don't know.
Yes. Kimmy says yes. That's enough for me to go, Yes, just Kimmy
The heart
support.
for
Kimmy
Kimmy.
support.
I would do it just for Kimmy.
I would just do it just for Kimmy. Run with it.
Hey,
Laugh
Marcus.
this loud.
All right. Marcus says run with it.
Okay.
I love
Well,
Marcus.
we could always try it and just see what happens.
Yeah, we'll just do it. We'll just do it. We'll
Yeah.
get like 5 people to read it.
We'll get 5 people to read it, and then that's all that
Yeah,
matters.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
But we'll give it a shot and we'll see. If people like it, we'll continue it.
yeah,
And if they don't, we just don't. That's
yeah.
fine.
All right. So, yeah,
Sounds good.
that's like all right. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Kimmy. Thanks,
Thanks,
Tamara.
everybody. Thanks,
Thank you so
Joe.
much, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye now.